You don't see it like the construction industry. You see it as first principles. Make it every activity atomized to, each and every part of it. The technology should always be an enabler. It's not something that should be just done for the sake of it. And you have somehow seen the industry in these atomized, in these first principle way. And also you have taken this fact that technology should always be a helping hand. It should always make it better.
I think I am good at is systemizing things. So while I systemized REI engineers to a decent degree, then my father and my uncle said that why don't you try to systemize contracting?
Okay.
Right, which is almost impossible according to them to systemize. And I kind of agree with them. At that time I didn't. So we had bagged a project in Greater Noida. Since we were doing that, I was told to manage the entire project. We had a team that was happening. So while I was running that project, every day was a struggle. I mean, basically it was to remember everything, what has happened in the project, what is pending in the project, dispute management between project managers, purchase managers, top management, client asking questions every day, and rightfully so. I would be asking questions, what is happening in my project?
Yes.
Now, most of the time, I do not have the clear answer for that because I would be asking others for it. And what I noticed was that instead of giving an answer to the question that was asked, it became more about relationship management, right? Can we postpone this question today because I am so good to you? If I behave well with you, I will be asked less questions. Kind of like that.
Got it.
It became something about relationship management. I used to keep hearing things that, you should manage relationships really well. And my mind always said that, relationships, that you cannot achieve scale by managing relationships. It's a good thing to do, but don't know how to keep doing that day in and day out by not answering the question that was necessarily asked. So the client is asking, when is my product going to get finished? The clear answer was not given.
Yeah.
Frankly, it was, ho jayega, we're in the process, you know that we'll always be with you.
Yeah.
The general answers in the name of relationship management. We've always been there, actually evading the question rather than answering it, which I thought, is it a comfort engineer's problem or is it a general industry problem? To which I noticed it was generally an industry problem.
Yeah.
So me and Sanchit both being college buddies, and he said that if this is a general problem, then we should fix it for everyone. Why just fix it for comfort engineers? That's when we started, fixing it, so to say. Yeah, that's when we started understanding what the real problem is, broke it down into smaller pieces.
Yeah.
Initially, we didn't even start fixing it ourselves. We started hiring IT consultants.
Okay.
And even before fixing it on our own, we started looking for software such that, we can manage our project on it.
Okay.
And when we would find softwares and we would, see how they are fixing it, we were not convinced. We thought that this is going to make a bigger mess out of at least that was my opinion. Because whenever they would give us presentations, they would tell us how project will, on the software will be run.
Yeah.
And what I realized at that time was the whole relationship management. Because what the software does is how to do the work that you were doing in this way, now do it this way. In the name of industry best practice. Now, we were, I think if I'm not wrong, close to about a 15 crore company, 15-20 crore annual turnover company at that point in time. They were much larger companies than us. I would often question that, why are we getting a project when we're not even a brand at that point in time? We had close relationship with certain clients. We're a small to medium scale company.
Yeah.
And then the question was answered when I used to be looking at those softwares, those large legacy softwares, that those companies are now working on this software. This makes them work in a certain manner. That manner is not something that the client will agree with. Client wants the work to start. The system says till the client doesn't necessarily give you a proper order, you will not start.
Okay.
A small company like us will start it in the name of relationships.
Got it.
Right? So we have a great relationship with the client. The client has said, start the work, the order will follow, we'll start it. And their system will not allow them to start only. So we said that, so that means this software is something that is required, however, not in this shape and form. So we better make it in the shape and form that will help a smaller to medium scale company grow bigger and then stay that nimble, stay that flexible, and still be on, digitized. So where the client, you still are very client friendly, but at the same time you're systemized.
Yeah.
You're able to answer the questions, or rather, you need not be asked. This is what we did not want to only answer the questions. We wanted the client to not ask those questions. That is the ideal relationship that we wanted with the client. And if I, as a construction company, can track it, that means can I take it to the next level where I can give it to the client and he can track his construction project. Because the reason why he's hired me is because he thinks I'm a good contractor. But no contractor is being able to track the project in real time. That's why we used to have these daily progress meetings, weekly progress meetings. What are those review meetings? Why are we reviewing something that we are being able to track in real time? So why are we doing that? Because whenever there's for example, every Monday there's a weekly progress meeting. On the previous Friday, we'll create a presentation as to what happened in the previous week. Now, this need to create a presentation, that means I'm creating a presentation, that means I'm asking various people, okay, the product managers, the supervisor, the purchaser, what all have you done? So that I can create that presentation so that I can give it on Monday. But I'm creating it by collecting data.
Yeah.
Right. And why do I need to collect it? It should just all be available. Yeah, so we basically, me and Sanchit started making it, looked at the softwares that are available, thought that this will not work out. They are too complex, too complicated. So anyways, we got down to it. We started breaking down the problem into what is the exact problem and things like that. And that's how Promasch was born.